Hello everybody, Mini Mark here, and we have just dropped ourselves into an 8-4. That's right, big boy pants coming on this week. So let's see what we opened here. We have a Snake, Eagle's fine, Thunderhoof is okay, not a ton of stuff I really love. Oh, there's one, Blade Tusk Spores, card I'm really big on in the format. Intimidate's really good, and in the decks you're running, sometimes you need to get in that 6 or 9 damage at the end, and well, that'll do it. There's also a High Priest, which is really good in the heroic deck, and then there's also a Dictative Erebos, which makes basically everything you do a 2 for 1, and everything they do a 2 for 1, and it's always going to be good. Except for the first one. I guess the first one's like a 2 for 2, I guess, or something. I'm not entirely sure. Um, Man, I think the right pick might be taking the Priest or the Boar, or like, maybe, yeah, probably one of those two, but I don't think I get many chances to play with cool rares that do these really game warping things, so I'm going to take the Dictate. And I'm going to let everybody know at home, it probably isn't the purely correct play to take that, but it just seems fun. So let's try it. Alright, so what do we have? Sack a creature, target player discards a number of cards equal to its power. Alright. Cast in the Darkness is something I like. Just mills for 3. Nyx Infusion is a good card, I think. You can use it to kill one of their guys or shrink one of their guys, or if you have some enchantments floating around your deck, you can use it to make your guys bigger. There's also a Battlefield Thaumaturge. It's a Battlefield guy who makes my spells cheaper. Also, there's a Cast in the Darkness, which is something I like, but I think the Nyx Infusion is better. Yeah. Let's just go with the Nyx Infusion. I mean, Tormented Thought sounds really cool with Dictate, but at the same time, I'd kind of like to keep myself in black, or else I would have went with the Battlefield Mage or whatever it is. Okay. Hour of Need is a really fun card. Because you get to kill creatures, like if they have like some huge monstrosity that you can't deal with, well then you just go, okay, I deal with it by using this. It becomes a 4/4 flyer that's more deal withable. Or you can use it on your things at the end of turn. So for 5 mana, you can make 8 powers of flyers, and if they don't have anything to deal with it, then you can just swing over the top. So it's a good card that works multiple different ways. But I think if I'm going to go into a different color, I would prefer to do it for something like a Disciple or Nyx Weaver. I've actually really enjoyed the Nyx Weaver because it is quite powerful. A 2/3 reach for 3 is pretty decent, and then the fact that you get to constantly be, pseudo drawing cards, or you can buy back things, is I think really good. Geez, another Cloak Siren. Alright, well, I really like Nessian Game Warden and Cloak Siren in this pack. Cloak Siren is, 3/2 Flying Flash for 4. That's really good. You can put it in a turn and attack with it, or you can flash it in as a blocker if they think they have a free attack or something close to it with a 3/3 or a 4/3 or something like that. And then the Game Warden kind of draws you a card, most of the time at least. You look at the top X cards or X number of forests you have, reveal a creature from them, and then put the rest on the bottom. I think because we already have the Nyx Weaver, I'd like to try to stay in green, because that's a very powerful card, so I'm going to take that. Plus, I really like green-black as a color combination. I think it's just very solid. Alright, so we have a Oakheart Dryads. This card's really good, which makes me feel like I say that a lot, but I do enjoy it. Its Constellation is a relevant ability, so the turn it enters the battlefield, it gives something +1/+1. So if you have a 2-drop into this comes down and you can probably attack with your 2-drop. If you have a 2/2, they play a 2/2. Now you're attacking with a 3/3. And it gets a little extra damage in, and typically it can block a 2-drop, so you're not too upset about it on curve. Off of curve, it might be that a little bit extra you need to break combat open for you. Um, what else is there? Decent red in the line breaker and the blade tusk boar. And I'm not a huge fan of cruel feeding. +1/+0 and lifelink I don't think really does enough to justify what you're wanting to do with it. Okay, well that's something we're not playing. It's really cool, but we're not gonna get there with that. So Nature's Panoply and Thought Render. Whenever it enters the battlefield in your control, each opponent discards a card. So it's a 5/3 that makes them discard for 6. Seems okay. I have a decent amount of... Actually, I have, more things that trigger Constellation than don't right now. Nature's Panoply is you just put a +1/+1 counter on a creature. That doesn't seem great if you're putting, 4 mana into 2 power and toughness. I'll just take the Thought Render. Again, I'm not a huge fan of Cruel Feeding, and we really didn't have that much else in the pack. Well, we get a 2/2 for 2 with that can also in the later game be something else. So I guess that's fine. I mean, but I'm just looking at the white and the red going by and saying to myself, if I was in the aggressive deck, I would be being hooked up right now, super hard. Well, there's a market festival. We cost sort. We have a 6-drop and some 5s. Our mana's not really great on the top end. We have double green, double black, double black. So Market Festival might be nice to try to help that out. We don't really have a nice place to dump our mana in the later stages, but Market Festival it's still an aura, so it can still trigger constellations and stuff. And I think we can get better enchantment removal than Desecration Plague. Alright. Not a lot here, really, for anyone. Reveal 6, take 3 enchantments and put them into your hand. Alright. And then Lampads is creatures get Intimidate. So, that could be okay, I guess. But maybe I just want the Insight as like a pseudo divination. I mean, we do have a lot of enchantments as of right now, and it can help dig us to more. I should have known that there was another one coming in the next pack if I remembered correctly. But I forgot about that fact. I should have the Deadbringer Lampads. Not really a ton of good options here. I think I'll just take the Thoughts. Oh, it's even sorcery speed. Alright, there's another Market Festival. Just take the Hulk. It's a decent stop sign. A 2/5 gets in the way of most things. Guess we just take this second Market Festival and just never worry about mana again. We might open Chromanticore. Best logic ever to take a card. Alright, so we're green-black. There's a nice aggressive red-white deck open that if I went into I probably could have right now, but if not, I think I prefer this color combination anyways going into the last 2 packs, if I can, keep other people out of it as much as possible. Alright. So we have Weight of the Underworld, like a Mortal's Resolve, River Trawler. Lets me get an enchantment creature back, but I'm exiling the Nyx Weaver most of the time. Not really a great set of cards. Like, I really don't want to first pick a Weight of the Underworld. It really doesn't do that much. Like it's more like it takes a card that's really hard to deal with and makes it reasonable to deal with, but like a 2-for-1 isn't really what I want to be doing with my life. I guess I could take like the Sky Guard and just cut it. There's really nothing in this pack for us. I guess I'll take the weight because it is the best card in the pack, and I'll wheel both of these. And I'll just take whichever one I feel like at the time. Ooh, Bioblight. Oh, but we did get the Chromanticore. We have double Market Festival. 2 mana in any combination. We could do it. If it wheels, we're gonna go for it. If it doesn't wheel, then oh well. I feel like that's a really good way of describing Chromanticore. All right, we'll take the Bioblight. If this was a Swiss, I would have just snapped up the Chromanticore and laughed all the way to the bank. But all right, Asphyxiate's good. It's nice removal. Eidolon's really good too, but you know I'd like ways to be able to kill their creatures that are less conditional than having 2 toughness. Um, yeah, this is much better. So there's a 2-drop. There's Mischief and Mayhem, which I've always found to be just a really good card, but we really don't have a ton of creatures right now, and that's a little bit worrying. So I'm thinking maybe I want to take one of the 2 big beefers. Um, the Raiders takes a few turns to get going, but if it does get going, you're super hard to lose. I mean, 3 mana to make a 3/3 every turn. And then Snake of the Golden Grove, you know, gains you some life if you're on defense, or it can, you know, then it can trade pretty effectively as a 4/4. And Mischief Mayhem's a really good finisher as well. I think I'm just gonna take the Mischief and Mayhem. It's really good as a, you know, just you just pointed at 2 creatures of yours and then just kind of look at them and say, do you have something to do? Because if not, I'm winning right now. Oh, sweet. Swordwise Centaur. That's a very good card. Especially for me right now. So, let's see. Yeah. That seems good. A nice 2-drop to go with the other guy. Alright, Nyxborn Eidolon. I'll take that. It's another 2-drop, and it also has Bestow, which is just a really solid mechanic. And I'd play a 2-1 for 2 right now, most of the time. Silly people calling my house for no reason. Yeah, I think that's the pick, though. The alternative is the Satyr Wayfinder, but we can pick those up later if we have to, because we get the Chromanticore back. Wow, 2 Satyr Fire Dancers? Sadly, not much else in the pack for us. We can take the Sanguimancy, but our Devotion to Black is not the best. We can take Necrobite. It's a decent combat trick, and it lets me, you know, it basically guarantees a 1-for-1, which isn't the worst. This pack looks really familiar. I think we might see a very similar pack next turn. Magic Online, get more randomness in you. So Mortal's Resolve or Aspect, probably just the Mortal's Resolve. I think making things indestructible might be better than giving it large +X some of the time and being useless other times. Like, we're not a super heavy green deck. Even though we do have green stuff. Enchantment creatures, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it's not enough for the Trawler to be very good. We can take the Starbreaker in case we run into somebody who has like a billion super good auras. Might be better than a second Mortal's Resolve. Yeah, we'll take a Starbreaker and hide it. Alright, well, we have our win condition. For those of you playing at home, this is happening. We have double Market Festival, and if we can wheel the Seder Wayfinder, then I'll be very happy. I guess the Black Oak isn't the worst card. Probably not going to have any other Minotaurs, so I don't think he's going to do that much. Just take Drifters for fun. Yeah, we'll just take the Drifters. No. Cyclops, I guess. We didn't get our buddy back. It's alright. We'll pick up a couple things in this pack that'll help us fix for our Chromanticore. Like that. Oh, love the splash for that, but I don't think it's happening. Well, hello. I'm gonna take the Voyaging Satyr. Hope to wield an Ilea's Presence. Let's see, we got Mortal's Resolve, which I think I want to keep. I'll cut the Cruel Feeding. Yeah, in this pack, for us, we have a total of 3 cards, which means we're opening extremely well. 4 if you count the Burnished Heart, but I feel like that could wheel. That, and I think the Voyaging Satyr is just a better card, and I would like to get that back, though. I mean, we have Nylea's Presence, Voyaging Satyr, Unknown Shores, Burnished Heart, and Traveler's Amulet. So I'm feeling really good about this Chromanticore right now. Probably not playing the Black Oak. Connection Fusion's good. Tormented Thoughts is really close to being cut. We didn't get there on the Insight. Way to the Underworld, no. Cut the Hulk and the Drifters, probably. They're probably not getting there. But yeah, we're definitely taking the Voyaging Satyr. Just get us ramping up into things. Alright, so there's a Tormented Hero, a Sip of Hemlock. How much do we have for removal? Like, what? A couple of pseudo-removal cards? Nothing that really just, Sip of Hemlock were like levels. So there's Erebos' Emissary and a Feral Invocation. I really am short on creatures. I only have 9, so I don't think I can afford to take either of these. And Erebos' Emissary is just, even in a light creature deck, he can do some really good things. And with the few Constellation cards that I have, I think that pushes Erebos' Emissary above like a Tormented Hero or a Fellhide Minotaur. Plus, Erebos' Emissary, the threat of activation of just pitching a card can make your opponent really wary of blocking a 4/4 on your 3/3, or if you have it bestowed on something like that. So I'm going to take the Emissary. At this point, we really need to start working on just getting efficient creatures that do really good things. For example, Baleful Eidolon. Just solid creature. You set to block something, and then if we want to, we can, just suit it up on something that's not doing anything really great at the moment. There's a lot of cards in this pack I would like. I'd take like a Fleshmad Steed, I'd take the Goliath, I'd take the Satyr, I'd take the Baleful Eidolon, I'd take the Tormented Hero, and the Temple. I'd definitely take the Temple. Fixes for Chromanticore. Scries to help smooth out bad draws. But I think the Baleful Eidolon is just super good. Alright. Looks like Nemesis Immortals could be a really good just top-end finisher type card. As much as I would love to take a Time to Feed here, we really need to get our creature count up, because we're going to be doing a lot of dirtling with this deck at the moment. And I'd like to have some actual, stuff to do with my mana. Alright, another Baleful Eidolon. There's also a Nessian Courser, which I think deserves consideration. We don't have like a ton of creatures, so we want ours to be as efficient as possible. but at the same time, it's a Baleful Eidolon. Like, it's guaranteeing that two things die at its hand if you can get up to 5 mana. And we have a Voyaging Satyr, and we can get lands with the Nyx Weaver if we need to. We have Market Festivals to get from 4 to 5, and then to 6 as well, because that's how Market Festival works. But, yeah. I think we just take the Baleful Eidolon. I think we can get 3 drops still. I don't think it's too late for that. Jeez. Well, we already have 2 Baleful Eidolons. I don't think I really want to Sed Scorpion right now. There's a Fellhide Minotaur, which is very good. Could use Nylie's Presence as fixing and also to get us the, just a card draw. But I think I just need to take the Minotaur. As unimpressive as a Minotaur is, we do need it. And I know what you're doing. You're screaming at me saying, if you didn't take the Baleful, you could have a 3/3 for 3, and then you could have had a 1/1 for 1 with Death Touch. It's basically the same thing. And you'd be right. So there's that. How much do we have for like suiting up and targeting? We have Mischief and Mayhem, the Emissary, I guess Necrobite technically. Hide that. Not a ton. I guess we'll just take the Steed then. We have a billion 2 drops, so we can probably find our way through there easily. But we did get our creature count up, which was very important there. We're to the point where I'm feeling decent about it, and I think I want a Vulpine Goliath so I can cut this Thought Render. I was thinking that we could get a lot of really good enchantments and enchantment creatures and stuff, but it hasn't really turned out that great. We have a lot, but not a ton. So I'm just going to take the Vulpine. I mean, it enters the battlefield as a 5/3 for 6, and it makes them discard a card. It doesn't exactly seem to be like the best thing. Oh, cool. So we can take a Burnish Dart here, which will make our mana basically perfect. At this point, we're good. All right, another Fellhide Minotaur. We're definitely good on 2, so we don't need a Bronze Sable. Dark Betrayal for the sideboard. Seems good. I mean, we might get into a matchup where the guy doesn't do anything. He just sits there and just draws cards and dirtles, and it becomes really grindy with removal and stuff, and Witch's Eye is pretty good in that situation. All right, well, we got another Goliath back. And we got a Presence back. All right. I didn't really see that aggressive deck that I thought we were going to have come back. So it's either somebody was cutting it really hard to one of my sides, or I don't know, something else was going on that I'm unaware of. All right, so not taking that. Those are getting in. Probably gonna end up cutting one of the Vulpines. All right, Cool Feeding, Betrayal, Claim. You're a maybe. Like a pile of probably nots. Definitely in. No. You're a maybe. Put you in for now. No, no. Yes, and yes. All right. So how's our curve look? We have Bile Blight, which we're probably not casting on a low-end stuff. Probably played around 3 or 4 mana times. You're also a 5. You're a spell. You guys are spells. Now you're probably saying, easy cuts here. You cut the Chromanticore. You bring in one of the creatures you have in the sideboard. Slam go after cutting a Market Festival, because you don't really need them. And to that, I say, where is your imagination? Because I'll tell you where it isn't. It's in Magic. At this point, we have a billion ways of fixing our mana for Chromanticore, so we're feeling very good. We have stuff we can Monstrous Nemesis Immortals fairly easily. If we get out like turn 2 Voyaging Satyr into Burnished Heart, sack Burnished Heart, we can have like a turn 5 Nemesis Immortals, which is, I guess, not made that much better by Burnished Heart because of the way it works. If it was a 1 mana Mana Elf, then we could go and do that, but 2 mana. What do we want to cut? Well, for removal, we have Nyx Infusion, Asphyxiate, Bile Blight, and Weight of the Underworld, as well as the Baleful Eidolons and the Necrobite. I guess we really don't want the Necrobite in this deck. There's not really a ton of cards it synergizes well with. Oh, and you come down there. I mean, with only 15 creatures, Mischief and Mayhem doesn't seem great, but if you have out like a Vulpine Goliath and you just go Mischief and Mayhem on it, it's kind of hard to beat at that point, because you just get to say you have 10 damage coming at you. You have to put stuff in between me and you. A lot of clan members. Half of this draft is clan members, which is really cool. I wonder if that is the Phil Ivey, or if it's just somebody with the name. Kind of like, is this the real Machete? We may never know, or we might. Who knows? You have a decent amount of creatures that actually work well with Nyx Infusion, so I'm going to keep that. What do you do again? I didn't even read the card. I just was like, we need to play this if we can. Flying, First Strike, Vigilance, Trample, Lifelink. Seems good. If it had haste, that'd be really nice, though. But it does for 2 extra mana, and you have a creature on the battlefield, so I guess that's fine. What's the cut? What's the cut? Maybe it's just one of the 2 Market Festivals because they're so slow, and because we already have the Burnished Heart, Nylea's Presence, and one of the and a Market Festival. Yeah, and the only reason we're really playing it is for that. Yeah, that's fine. All right, let's add land. See what Magic suggests. Really, you're just ignoring the fact Chromanticore is in the pack. It's probably the correct way to do this. But as I said, if it comes back, I was playing it. I was kind of hedging on the fact that it probably wouldn't come back, but it did. There's not even like a creature that could use like a value island or something like that. I don't want to go like 6/6/1/1/1 because that doesn't seem wise. I think I could just go. Wait, 8/7? That's not right. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, put you in the side. Add land. I guess Chromanticore just looked at it and was like, I don't know what to do with this. Go like 8/7/1/1. That way we have things to search for. With Burnished Heart, we can naturally draw the 2 cards for splashing purposes for Chromanticore. Like Voyaging Satyr plus Nylea's Presence or Market Festival is very good for us. because it lets us make, this makes a land tap for 2 of colors that we need. Yeah, let's do this. Kids, if you're at home and you're thinking to yourself, man, I really want to make a deck like this, don't. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching the draft portion, and I will be back for round 1. Wish me luck.